Ooh, episode 99. 90 freaking 9 of the Purple Rain podcast. All right, let me just get out the way. Let's just get out the way. Odafe Owe, Matthew Judon, Chris Canty, Michael McCrary. That's just some dogs right there. Paul Kruger.
Talk about it.
We're just talking about dogs, man. Like 99 was a good number to the Ravens. And it's going to be a good number for years to come because I believe we both have just all the faith in the world of Odafe Owe. But
oh yeah,
gonna get that's 99 episodes. Oh man! But we are back again for another installment of the Purple Rain podcast with Mr. Sutton Def and myself, Simply AS10. You can find him on Twitter and Instagram at Sutton Def. You know. You can find me on Twitter, Simply AS10. Instagram, simply as10.prod. And we're going to be on Twitter a lot because it is free agency time.
It is.
And we're going to be on Instagram too. It's also giveaway time. I'm going to let you talk all about it.
Oh yeah. Definitely giveaway time. But first and foremost, thank you guys all for tuning in to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast, episode 99 of the Purple Rain podcast. I mean, we were so grateful on episode 98, just the episode a couple of days ago, but episode 99, we're just that much closer to 100 episodes, which is a crazy milestone. And just once again, I want to thank, everybody for, from who's been here from the start, who's been here along the way, anybody who has tuned into this podcast, supported this channel, the show in any way, shape or form. Just a huge shout out to you. Because episode 100 is, like I said, a crazy milestone for us. And with that being said, we are doing a giveaway, like my guy Alex said. And in order to qualify for that giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel. So just go ahead and get that out of the way right now if you have not already. Another thing, another thing, before we get into anything else, like the video, guys. That's the most important thing of the night, of, the morning, evening, whenever you may be listening to this. Like the video. Guys, we need that. We appreciate it. But listen, though, the giveaway is going to be next episode. And in order to qualify for the giveaway, like I said, you have to be subscribed. And also you have to be following the Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. And the giveaway is for a jersey of one of these four players.
Okay.
Patrick Queen, Lamar Jackson,
MVP,
Rashad Bateman, and Odafe Owe, 99 himself. Those four players right now, you can vote on. If you're watching this live right now, you can vote on it on the Purple Rain Podcast Instagram account. It's on the stories. Pull up the stories. You can vote on the poll. Which jersey would you like if you win this giveaway? Guys, listen, like we said, it's right there. It's right there. Episode 100 is huge for us, and we just want to give back to you guys because we know how much you guys have supported us just over the past year and some change now, and we appreciate you guys to no end, and we really want to just do this for you guys, and then just also carry on throughout this whole entire off season with just so much more news and things like that. My guy Alex was talking about it on the last episode. We've got so much more ahead of us, like in terms of like when we rank our quarterbacks, when we talk about draft stuff, when we we already have stuff lined up with other creators. Like, exactly, literally. We do. There's so much in the works for Purple Rain Podcast, so you're going to want to make sure you are locked into the channel. Subscribe if you have not already. And we also want to bring up you guys who are in the live chat right now, as we always do. I see my guy Cam Neal in the building. What's going on, Cam?
Pioneer.
Appreciate you for coming through. Pioneer, PRP, a Purple Rain Pioneer. Black Daniels in the house says, PRP gang, what up? What's going on, man? Appreciate you for coming through. Team Ramey, what up? I got my guy Dre in the building. Rico in the building as well. Sports Gaming YouTube says, what's up, Rain Gang? Wild day today and still not over for free agency. Free agency hasn't even started yet. That's the crazy thing. It's like officially, unofficially started.
And what's crazy, like people can still fail physicals. Like, that's the craziest thing. And, this podcast is known for news breaking in the middle of it. So let's just have our fingers crossed and maybe a signing gets broken in the middle of where we go live. That'd be beautiful.
That would be beautiful. And it's happened before. So many times, actually. We also got Taquan Christian in the house says, yo, Rain Gang, Sutton, and Alex. What's going on, Taquan? Appreciate you for coming through. Falou in the house. What's going on, Falou? Appreciate you for pulling up.
Falou was there episode 1. Definitely. Falou was there.
Definitely a Purple Rain pioneer, for sure. Darius the Official, another Purple Rain Pioneer,
Mm.
always coming through, always supporting. Says Rain Gang, what's going on, Darius, man? We appreciate you each and every time. I see my guy X Lee in the house, Jonathan Washington Jr. in the house as well. We got the whole Rain Gang, and then Mod K Dog. You know Mod K Dog always coming through, per use, supporting. We appreciate you. Says, yo, what's good, Rain Gang, Rain Gang family. Nothing much, man. You know, we're here.
That's what it is, a family.
That's what it is.
Big.
It's a family. Listen, guys, we have so much news to get into today. There's a lot of around the league stuff, and you guys know our segment here that we do where it's just like basically we talk about news around the NFL, the entire NFL, and boy, has there been a lot. Now, I think we can kind of get two things out of the way really quick.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson is back in the pool officially. How do you feel about that, Alex?
I'm not a fan of it. There's just so much that's just unknown, I think. And I think the team that goes after him says a lot about them. But we'll see. I mean, I don't even know if a team's going to trade for him because there's teams now. It's like they won't even talk to teams. It's looking like the Saints and the Panthers. So I guess we'll see. But it's just in football terms, it's huge, I'd say, because on his day, I mean, he's a top 3, top 5 quarterback. I think before everything went down, I thought he was better than Josh Allen. Yeah. I mean, he was up there with Rodgers, up there with Mahomes, and then we'll see now. But in football terms, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. And that year off, we'll have to see how he looks.
Well, I mean, I guess I get what you're saying. I understand. So basically what you're saying is you're not in support of him being admitted back into the league.
I mean, there's just, like I said, a lot of. I mean,
there's a lot of stuff.
I mean, and for stuff like that, it's very hard to prove it. And I mean, only a couple people know, and we don't. So, but you know, it's like, but you know, like domestic abusers get like what? You know, it's the NFL is very weird with their suspensions.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we have had to talk about the Calvin Ridley, the gambling. He gets a year off. It's just
a whole year.
That's, you know, and there's people out there who literally, like Greg Hardy, who we saw, like, he choked. I mean, Greg Hardy pack, by the way, he's out the UFC, thank God.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. He's gone.
But, like, he choked a woman, and he was back in the NFL. Like, it's...
Yeah. It seems very, very backwards at times. I will say that for sure. In terms of the whole Deshaun Watson situation, yes, you make a very good point. Like 21, 22, whatever, however many cases it was, that is a lot to say that, like, okay, none of these were true. You know, I will admit that. I will concede that. But at the end of the day, it's just like, this is nothing new to the NFL. You know, like you've seen other cases in the past, like certain ones, you know, certain people were made examples out of, i.e. like Ray Rice, some other guys, you know, but you have guys in situations like the Big Ben situation, you know what I mean? Where it's like that kind of got swept under the rug after a little while, and, you know, nobody really talked about it. So like, this is kind of what happens in the league, unfortunate as it is. But all we can really do is just hope at the end of the day that, like, you know, Deshaun Watson had the best intentions. If he didn't, then, you know, he will get what's coming to him at the end of the day.
I agree with you there. I mean, you bring a great point up about, you know, like the NFL, like the way that this whole like league is looking now, like he's going to make that money. And we know the NFL is all about their money. Let's just call it how it is. So he's a superstar player. And he's back. So it's, and, you know, disappointed, not surprised, if I could really just say. So
yeah, honestly. So yeah, other than that, I mean, we're talking about Deshaun Watson possibly going to the Panthers or the Saints.
It's out the AFC.
Out the AFC. So it's cool. I mean, an eye for an eye. You know, we get Russell Wilson in the AFC. You guys get Deshaun Watson. I'll take that. I'll take that. But just talking about which team would be more advantageous for him to go to, I'm thinking the Saints automatically. You know what I mean? You get a Michael Thomas. You get an Alvin Kamara. Like, come on, man.
I mean, they're already talking about the receiver from Ohio State. I know Michael Thomas is recruiting him.
Yeah.
A good draft. I mean, I know they're in cap hell, but, you know, there's workarounds, and the Saints are a master at it.
There's always workarounds.
I look at the Panthers though. I'm like, you put him with CMC if he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. Didn't have the best years in their defense. You know, they got Brian Burns. They could always re-sign Stephon Gilmore. I mean, I'm just happy he's out of the AFC. Like I said, I'm just very happy he's out of there. But
yeah, I mean, because a lot of people forget, like, Deshaun Watson is easily a top 3 quarterback in this league.
Put up 4K yards with Brandon Cooks in a 16-game season.
Exactly. Like, he's easily a top 3 quarterback. When he's healthy, like, it just is what it is. Even on a team as dysfunctional as the Texans have been. Like, he has been the one bright spot on that roster, you know, and he didn't play last season, and you know, it kind of showed. How many games did they win? Like 4 or 5, something like that?
Yeah, around there. I mean, they didn't come last like the Jags. I mean, props to David Culley.
Right, exactly. Yeah, shout out to David Culley. Right. But yeah, man, I mean, it just goes to show, like, this guy is special, and the fact that he is on the move again and he will be with the new team is something for the league, the entire league, to look out for. And I don't care if he goes to the Saints. I don't care if he goes to the Panthers. Either of those teams are going to be dangerous. Either of those teams are going to be instant contenders after they get him. Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is there. We'll continue to monitor that situation. The other big news that we learned earlier this week, your boy Brady, he is coming on back to the NFL.
My boy. He's ruined too many of my days as a child. Not my boy, but like he's easier to root for in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But what a just, you know, he said, Aaron Rodgers is coming back. He said, okay. He said, no Russell Wilson. He said, who do I have to worry about now in the NFC? Is this going to be a cakewalk for me to just get the Super Bowl? I mean, I guess got to worry about the Rams and the Packers, I guess.
Yeah, you got to worry about the Rams.
I mean, he loves his attention, I guess. I mean, he was there at home for what, 2 months and said, yeah, I don't like this. I mean, that says a lot, I guess.
I saw the tweets.
He'd rather have Aaron Donald come running at him full speed, I guess.
Right. It goes to show the guy's drive. You know, like, if he really, like, at one point said, hey, I'm going to hang it up and, you know, I'm not going to play anymore. And then for him to, you know, 60 days later to be like, oh, no, I want to go back and I want to put my body through this like hell, this physical hell. I mean, a football season for the human body, like, people don't understand like how much those guys go through in a season. And for Tom Brady to say, look, sign me up for another one, you know, year 23, that is insane.
And people love hitting him because it's like, wow, like I hit the greatest, you know, I'm like,
exactly.
But we're not gonna start the GOAT. Let's talk about the winningest quarterback in NFL history. I hit him, you know, that's something.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely something, especially for a lot of these young guys, you know, get into the league as athletic as ever, you know, since they're so young, you know, primed with talent and everything like that, physical capability. And, you know, they see a Tom Brady, just like what Shaq called barbecue chicken. That's barbecue chicken. Like, it's just standing back there in the pocket. You know, he's not going to be able to get away from you, you know, unless he wants an intentional grounding. I mean, you've got full range at him. I mean, like, you know, so
it's insane.
Now, what I will say, and this kind of leads us into this, after that happened, after Tom Brady announced that he was going to be coming back to the Buccaneers actually went ahead and re-signed Ryan Jensen, the center, to another 3 years. So that kind of leads us into, sucks for the Ravens, right? It leads us into Ravens talk. So for those of you guys who are just now watching, we're now talking about Raven stuff right now. Make sure you guys go ahead and like this video.
60 people.
Subscribe to the channel as well. Oh yeah, 60 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much for watching live. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also follow us on Instagram. We do have a story posted right now where you can vote on which player you would like to see for the jersey giveaway next episode 100, because this is episode 99. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out the Instagram, saying, you know, go ahead and vote on the poll. But listen, Ryan Jensen is no longer on the market. Now there are no longer any viable centers on the free agency market for the Ravens to go ahead and grab. So it's looking like now, outside of Bozeman, exactly. Yeah. So it's looking like now it's either re-sign Bozeman or draft Linderbaum. Am I wrong?
That's exactly what it looks like. Or re-sign Matt Skura. I mean, that's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually what it 100% looks like. Uh, we're not put in the best of spots right now, which is not fun. Listen, I wasn't expecting the Ravens to make a signing by now. I think that's what we're all accustomed to. I mean, I was hoping something would be different, considering the team that just was in the Super Bowl, our division
Right.
rivals, made the first signing of the new league year, I guess,
Yeah.
and signing Alex Kappa, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
That's actually just the Bengals are just doing exactly what they need to do this offseason to just get back there and win it. So it is looking like Linderbaum season, 100%.
But Linderbaum is only going to be there at 14. That's the issue. And my thing is, like, I don't see why you go for a center when we more desperately need a tackle. And tell me if I'm wrong, Alex. Please tell me if I'm
We
wrong.
could have gotten Creed Humphrey last year. We were talking about
That's
at
what
this
I'm
time
saying.
when we were talking about it. You could have had Bozeman at guard, and you could have had Creed Humphrey at center. And like, wow.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it, man. Like, it just seems like we're always in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's like, I don't know.
Everlasting cycle of pain.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is. I don't understand it. We got our guy Boz in the house. Says, "Yo, Rain Gang, what's going on, Boz? Appreciate you for
We'll talk
coming
about
through."
the Steelers. Don't worry. We're not going to forget.
We will. We're definitely gonna get to your Steelers, Boz. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for sure. Uh, yeah. But anyways, I just don't understand what the Ravens' obsession is with sitting back and waiting in the wings in free agency is. You know, they're never aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, it's just look at the Chargers. Look at the Chargers. Look at what they're doing right now.
What a greatly, they're building around their franchise quarterback. Year 3.
Exactly.
Year 3. And
Year
Justin
3.
Herbert, like, kind of the same thing. He wasn't going to play the first season, got thrown in. Look at Lamar, got thrown in his first year.
Yeah.
I mean, and now look, you got. Let's just talk about Joey Bosa, Derwin James, Khalil Mack, and now J.C. Jackson. Oh, and then we have Asante Samuel Jr. second year. Like,
yeah. Don't listen. Newsflash, guys. Don't be surprised if you see the Los Angeles Chargers in the Super Bowl next season. I'm gonna say that right here, right now, because look at what they're doing. Like my guy Alex just said, in year 3 of Justin Herbert, they are building around him and they are going all in to do what they need to do to win a Super Bowl, to win a championship. That's what they're doing. And they don't care that they're in the same division as a Patrick Mahomes, that they're in the same division as a Russell Wilson now, Derek Carr. You know, they don't care at all. You know, they said, we're going all in on our guy, our third-year guy. We saw him make the plays towards the end of that season. Even though we missed the playoffs, we saw Justin Herbert be that guy at certain times, and we believe in him.
Justin Herbert deserved to be in the playoffs. Like, simple
he deserved
as that.
it.
Like, I know, like, they lost, but Justin Herbert gave everything and then some to put his team in the right position possible. He was let down by other people, including his coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look here. Tanja Bowman says Chargers getting their quarterback weapons. I see why Lamar doesn't want to sign here.
And I said that. I said the way that they have built around him, I envy it. And I'm not gonna say names here, but somebody replied to me on Twitter. One of those happy-go-lucky people, I guess, was saying that the Ravens have done more than enough to build around him, and they brought up the Ngakoue trade. The Ngakoue trade I thought was a failure. I think just personally, he didn't fit in here. He didn't fit our defensive scheme. I mean, simple as that. And if we're talking about receivers, we signed Seth Roberts in his second year. Willie Snead. I mean, we drafted first rounders, but what else have you brought in around him to really look and to even compare it to the Chargers and what they've done? Bro, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, what they've done is just kind of the blueprint on how to build around a rookie quarterback on their rookie. I mean, a quarterback on their rookie contract. It's crazy. Like, I really am jealous of it. I envy them.
I mean, yeah, I do too. And it kind of leads me to this tweet that I saw earlier. I can't remember who exactly it was who tweeted it out, but they said the Ravens totally blew Lamar Jackson's rookie contract. Would you agree with that?
I wouldn't say totally blew it, but they blew it.
They blew it. Yeah. Because, I mean, they didn't get him exactly what he needed early enough. It was always just like, older veteran defensive players, like guys like that. It wasn't like necessarily like weapons that he could use immediately for the team's success, and that was the issue. I
I
could be
wanted
wrong,
Jarvis
but
Landry when he wanted to get traded from the Dolphins. I thought that would. I mean, you think about that in 2018, like that's when Flacco was still the quarterback. I thought even with Flacco, Landry would have been good for us.
right.
And the
I
Browns
don't
don't
know.
get him.
It just seemed always like too little, too late. I just think about like the receiving core we have right now with
Hey,
Hollywood Brown, Rashad
we're
Bateman.
too little, too
Yeah,
late. I wanted to talk about that because of
yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, we were in for Hopkins.
yeah. Almost. What
I
I
mean,
would say about
they got a second and David Johnson.
yeah,
A first round pick right there is worth. Okay, they didn't want to trade to the AFC. Cool, it's Stephon Diggs. But like you
yeah.
punch counter punch, you know.
You can't make this stuff up, man. It just seems like I don't know. We feel very stagnant, as a franchise during the off season. Until draft, we make some moves because we have to. We literally have to. But other than that, there aren't the Ravens aren't like with this all in culture. They just don't seem to be with that. And I really don't understand why, because they do have a generational talent at quarterback, and you notice like all the teams that are doing that, they have a generational talent at quarterback. They know what they can do with the person that they have at the quarterback position at the helm of that team. So they know that all they need to do is just build around them for a season or two, and like that's all it takes. But we'll continue to monitor and see what the Ravens do in free agency. Of course, hopefully they make some moves within the next couple of days. Free agency does not actually start until Wednesday.
Yeah.
But the tampering period started today at 12, and we'll continue through tomorrow as well. So be on the
While we're
lookout
doing
for
the
more
Ravens
news.
stuff,
Yeah.
the Emmanuel Ogbah, he re-signed with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And then he came out to the Ravens. We're interested in him. We
Right.
tried. We try a lot, I guess.
We do. We do. But I mean, like I was telling you before we went live, like that says the Ravens are actively pursuing a pass rusher.
Yeah.
They want somebody who can rush the quarterback. And yeah, you also brought it to me before the show. Somebody like a Chandler Jones wouldn't be out of reach.
And we talked, and we had our one. It was a recorded show, and you wanted Hassan Reddick, big
Right.
money went to the Eagles, and I wanted Emmanuel Ogbah, big money back to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
They're not going to be cheap. I don't see the problem with wanting your team to spend money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Me neither, honestly.
you want to put out the best product out there to win you a Super Bowl. Then why not buy? Why not get the player?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's been proven time and time again that money talks in this league. Money definitely does talk, and only unless you're the Cowboys. Unless you're the Cowboys, because the Cowboys, it's just a totally different. They have a vendetta on them. I don't know what's going on with them. They have all the talent, but none of the success. So I just don't understand. But anyway,
it's called paying a second tier running back $18 million a year. That's the problem.
That's definitely the issue. But anyway, just kind of moving forward from that, we do have 82 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Purple Rain podcast, episode 99 of the show. Next episode is a giveaway. I'm going to keep saying it, guys. Go on our Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. Follow that Instagram account. Look on the stories and vote for which player you would like to see on that jersey giveaway. But yeah, guys. So just talking more about like the Ravens, like kind of where the head of EDC is at right now. Because like we said with the whole, what's that?
Just talk about the EDC. I mean, that's a touchy subject for some people.
EDC, yeah, it is a touchy subject for sure. But like, what is the direction that you think that we need to go at this point? Like, so centers are off the board, right? Yeah. We still have some tackles that are on the board that we could probably go after. Of course,
we should.
Yeah,
I know you can agree with that. I mean, you can get your right tackle hopefully filled out, and then if there's somebody there in the draft, okay, wow, like maybe they can play left tackle if Ronnie Stanley's not ready. Maybe have a backup plan for once and not just throw Alejandro Villanueva at right tackle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely first and foremost that right tackle spot needs to be shored up, because that's the one like true unknown. Like everywhere else on the offensive line, you kind of know what is supposed to be there, right? So right guard, you've got Kevin Zeitler. Center, we're gonna probably have Bradley Bozeman re-sign him or draft somebody. Left guard, we've got Powers and Ben Cleveland, and then left tackle, hopefully Ronnie Stanley comes back, right? Hopefully he will be healthy. But right tackle is the one spot where it's like, are we really relying on Macari, Jawan James? Like what are we doing there? Like, so, I definitely think that we should go after. I like the idea of veteran talent. I do. I really do like the idea of veteran talent there. But also, I kind of want somebody who's like homegrown. You know what I mean? Like draft a guy. We have a crap ton. I'm trying not to curse here. A crap ton of draft picks this year. So it's like, but come on, we got to use them to our advantage. We have to use them to our advantage.
Like, we do. But are we using them to our advantage when we're drafting a fullback who is from Michigan? So obvious why we drafted him when he probably would have been there undrafted. It's like picks like that. It's like, why not just bunch it up and go in the third round? Right. Go in the second. It's like it's very frustrating because some of these guys won't make the team in like next year.
Yeah, they probably won't. We do have our first super chat donation coming in from our guy Savix. Thank you so much, Savix, for making it rain here on episode 99 of the Purple Rain podcast. He says, I want Bobby and Matthew last chance. The cap is cap.
Man, both of them would be. I kind of took a throwback because when we signed Earl Thomas, like, I was so happy. And it wasn't a bad signing. It's just, who would have thought he would have just ended up punching Chuck Clark in the middle of practice? But just seeing what he brought, I guess, now 1 year to the defense, right? I couldn't imagine what Bobby Wagner would bring. Or
Tyrann Mathieu.
Like, Matthew is just a field general. Like, playmaker, energy, just those two right there.
I would be very, very surprised if the Ravens do not pursue at least one of these guys. It's like we've got about $15 to $17 million in cap space right now.
Oh, and we can get more. We can get a lot more.
We can make some more room. More room can definitely be made for sure. But I mean, these two guys here, and just for the reasons, it's the intangibles, really. I mean, we know about their physical skills, but it's just about the intangibles and what that adds to our defense. That is super valuable. So I definitely think that the Ravens should go after one of those guys. If they don't, it'll be very telling to me, at least, about kind of like their mindset about going into next season. Because I'm thinking the next season, and as we've talked about before, I'm thinking next season needs to be all in. It needs to be an all in season.
Your quarterback hasn't re-signed his contract.
Exactly.
Like what now granted, you want to see progressions out of Lamar Jackson, but bro, your quarterback hasn't finished the season the past 2 years.
Right.
And why is that? Because you're throwing Tyree Phillips out there at lineman.
Yeah.
You're throwing out, Macari at center, like he could very well be our center. That could be our center for next year. I'm just going to be completely honest with you.
Very good. Yeah.
And just you think about it, his bad snap, and then Tyree Phillips having, I don't know what play he did, that screenplay where he just ran down the field and then listen, I don't know. But yeah, that's when your quarterback doesn't finish the season healthy. That's just to the point where he can't even play. There's a problem. And we're talking about it. I know there's fans that want a receiver. Why would you go for a receiver when your quarterback doesn't have time to throw?
Yeah, exactly. Because like you said, you got to build from the inside out. You can't go out and spend a whole bunch of money on receivers or, spend a whole bunch of capital on receivers if you don't have guys to block for your quarterback. But let's see. We have a question from our guy, Josh Price. Thank you so much. Says, do y'all think fans are overreacting to us not doing anything today?
I think
on the first day.
I would say yes. Like I said, I'm not overreacting. I wouldn't expect anything. But you would think there would be some sense of urgency when your division rival goes to the Super Bowl. You would just think, maybe it's going to be different. It's like, it's not the Chiefs making again who we play just because we came first, or it's our year to play AFC West. No, like we play these guys twice a year every year.
Yeah.
Maybe I think that's why you're seeing just people so like into it. And you look at the Browns, they got Amari Cooper. The Steelers, they got a new quarterback, got some signings on their line, re-signing some of their own players, and what have we done?
Making moves.
We just cut people. But even who have we re-signed? We signed Tony Jefferson, but we haven't brought anybody else. No other extensions.
Yeah. I mean, and it's still early. It's still early.
Yeah, it's very
so
early.
Like things can still happen for sure. We know that, but it just seems like every like year in and year out, like you said, like we always kind of just like we just sit back and we kind of like watch and see what everybody else does first. Let the initial wave or rush just kind of happen of like all these moves being made, transactions going down here and there, and then we kind of make our moves. And it's like by that time, the big names are off the board, or I don't know. It just kind of it feels weird, especially considering the Bengals just went to the Super Bowl.
Like you said, there'd be some type of.
You would think that that would light a fire under us, right? But it just, I don't know. Like we said, it's early, so maybe they will make some moves in the future. Hey, maybe when you're listening to this tomorrow or the day after,
who knows?
The Ravens will have made a move, and maybe we'll be covering it.
Maybe we sign
on the channels.
Tyrann Mathieu and a right tackle were traded for one.
Shoot, man. Honestly, that would be great. That'd be amazing, right? James Murphy says Calais is probably gone. What do you guys think?
I'd say it's like 60% he's staying, 40% he's gone.
I agree. I agree with that.
He's just testing it, seeing what teams are out there. He wants to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
So,
right.
I get it. No.
But I mean, guys, I feel like most teams now are not going to bring him in on a deal that is good enough for him, like suitable enough for him to get up and move.
Like 2 to 4 mil, I think, is what his market really would be, if anything.
Right. And he also said he's comfortable in Baltimore. So it's like, I think he definitely wants to stay. I can only speak for myself here, but I definitely would love to see him come back next year. Just being that anchor on the defensive line. And that's exactly what he is, an anchor, physically. And then also just
mammoth.
Mentally as well. Like, I mean, like I always say, he's a team leader on that defense. So, I would definitely love to have him back. And I think that the Ravens would do what is necessary to bring him back for at least one more season. If you're going to have an all-in season, sign Calais Campbell to a team-friendly deal and, just do it that way, right? And because you need him. He made big plays in last season that literally was the deciding factors of us winning or losing. So, yeah. But, yeah. So what other moves were really jumping out to you from this first day of tampering, Alex?
I mean, I wouldn't say jump out, but the Steelers have their new quarterback.
Yeah.
In Mitchell Trubisky. And we're going to be seeing him twice a year. So what I'm going to say now also is that in the past 2 years, we are 0-4 against the Steelers. And I still see Ravens fans just like bantering them. They own us in past years. They own us. And there should be no reason that they beat us twice again. It's like 2 times again this year. There should be absolutely no reason. No. I mean, I don't think it's the worst of signings, but it's most certainly not the best.
No.
So, I mean, like I said, I think it's like a C+, a C. I know you have different feelings on it, but...
Yeah, I mean...
It's better than Mason Rudolph.
It's better than Mason Rudolph. But what's funny? I was actually I have a friend who I went to college with who is a diehard Steelers fan, and shout out to him. He actually posted on his Instagram today, kind of just clowning about the whole Mitchell Trubisky signing to the Steelers and everything like that. And I asked him like, hey, how do you really feel about it? And he said like Mitchell Trubisky, he's like a bridge quarterback. He used that term, bridge quarterback, and that got me thinking. And I was like, hey, well, why, like, if this year is not a good year to draft a quarterback, and I know next year will be, why are you going to waste money right now on a Mitchell Trubisky who is a quote-unquote bridge quarterback? He's not going to win you a Super Bowl. He's just to get you by. you know. But the whole purpose of every season is to win a championship. So why like go with this quarterback here when you can still get some cheap labor out of Mason Rudolph, Haskins, whoever else you have on your roster, and say you do draft somebody, you know, just use some cheap labor at the position for this year, and then wait until next year and get your guy, get your quarterback. You know, that's why I don't like the move. In the meantime, you could be spending that money that you spent on Mitchell Trubisky to shore up that offensive line, because
Yep.
that needs some work too.
I just saw they got a new center. They're bringing back one of their linemen as well. But
Yeah.
I do agree with you there. The money's not out yet on how much it is.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't. It could be a one and done for him, like just 1 year, and they get their guy next year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He could be like the new Ryan Fitzpatrick at this point. Like he really could.
I mean, but it's like, is Mitchell Trubisky like really like? Because Ryan Fitzpatrick, people make fun of him all the time for being so up and down, but at least he's up. You know,
His ups.
sometimes his ups are really up. Mitchell Trubisky, I don't see that same sort of, the same sort of highs. Did he have any good games last year?
He was the backup with the Bills all last year. That's all he did. Sat
Exactly.
behind, led Josh
So-
Allen.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? I mean, the Steelers, I don't know what their thought process is here. Like, if you're not going to contend in the AFC North with Mitchell Trubisky, like if that's your guy, like that's not that's just not it.
He's better than Baker though, at least. I mean,
Yeah, I would have rather you might as well have just drafted Malik Willis, and
yeah. They
Let's
could
try
be.
your
You
hand
never
with
know.
they could still.
Mike Tomlin could have something up his sleeves.
Yeah, you never know. All right, but any other moves that we saw today that were really standing out to us?
I mean, Jarvis Landry got released.
Oh my God, I forgot about the Jarvis Landry. Man, the Browns, they're the league's most hated team. Honestly, I think we can say
Amari Cooper won't last more than 2 seasons there.
I feel bad for Amari, man. I feel bad for Amari.
He did nothing to deserve that. Like
to deserve just being banished to the Browns like this.
like you thought Odell, like, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Amari,
You're
hit
going
me
from
if you
playing
need that
for the
highlight video
Cowboys.
of just Baker missing you on reads. Just hit me. Like it's gonna happen.
Bruh, like I just don't know, like, what is, if you're Baker Mayfield, how are you even feeling right now going into this next season? Like, it seems like half the fan base is against you, half the fan base is with you. He's always kind of been like a chip on the shoulder kind of guy, but now it's like on a whole different level, it seems like. And he's
His
losing
own team
weapons
doesn't
and
want him, it
gaining
seems
weapons.
like.
Yeah, I just don't know. It just seems like, I mean, it's good for the Ravens. It seems like there's going to be more turmoil with that team, hopefully.
The Browns are just. There's always something going on with Cleveland.
There is.
I don't know what it is, but there's always some type of just like drama.
Yeah.
And here we go. Here's just another chapter of that Cleveland drama.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. We have our guy Gerald in the house. What's going on, Gerald? Appreciate you for coming through. We also have 100 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much for coming through to this episode 99 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you like this video. Also, subscribe to the channel as well. And make sure you follow us on Instagram, because there will be a giveaway on the very next episode 100, a jersey giveaway. Yes. And you can vote for which jersey you want on the Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. Our guy Gerald says, I cannot for the life of me understand why the Steelers beat us twice last season when the Ravens were the better team. Perhaps coaching.
Oh, coaching.
We haven't been talking about coaching lately. It's been all about free agency players, draft stuff. But
I think this brings us into talking about one fullback who wants money.
Oh.
Free agent.
Okay.
So, did you see the tweet that Jeff Zrebiec put out about Patrick Ricard?
No. Can you read it back to me?
I'll be happy to read it out to you.
All right. So
Patrick Ricard is an undrafted. Well, he was an undrafted free agent, and he's now going to be a free agent, Pro Bowl fullback. They view him as a hybrid tight end option. So he lined up everywhere. He lined up in the slot under Greg Roman and his lovely offense.
Yeah.
He wants to be paid like a tight end. Like a tight end. You're a fullback. They get paid tight end money. Whew. If you were to give him tight end money between Mark Andrews, Nick Boyle, and him, bro, we're talking about like 15% of cap just the tight ends.
So whose side are you on with this?
I'm all for a player getting his money. You're not Kyle Juszczyk, bro. Kyle Juszczyk doesn't even make that type of money.
I mean, honestly, I'm on Ricard's side with this. And
I want him to get his money, just not. It's not coming from here.
I'll say this: it's not Patrick Ricard's fault that the Ravens put so much on his plate and he ate it all up, and he did it really, really well. You know, like they told him, "Hey, can you play fullback for us?" Yeah, sure. Hey, can you leak out and play tight end for us? Yeah, sure. Can you block? Yeah, sure. He does everything the Ravens ask him to do. You know, and like you said, he's a hybrid. He's a fullback and he's a tight end. You know, there were literally drives last season where they were just basically administered by Patrick Ricard. You know, and he was the reason
Steelers
why.
game and then the Vikings game. Those are the ones I remember.
Exactly. He was the reason we got down the field and scored. So it's like I don't blame him for wanting that type of money. It's like
he can get that money. Like I said,
right.
It's just like, you know, I just don't think it's here. I don't think it's here. We already have a bunch of money invested in Mark Andrews, rightfully so. The best tight end last season, by far.
Yeah.
Nick Boyle, $7 million. I think $7.5 million he's making. And then, you know, you had an Eric Tomlinson who can block. And there's even the tight end from Maryland in the draft who I think we should get. Dude's an athletic freak.
Yeah.
But there's a reason I think we re-signed Ben Mason too. That for me put the writing on the wall.
Really?
And I don't think he'll be back here.
I mean, so obviously you're saying the Ravens don't think that Patrick Ricard is irreplaceable, and the fact that he is asking for this money means that he is as good as gone, which is fair.
Irreplaceable. Hey, Greg Roman loves him. All right, I bet you Greg Roman wants to. He said whatever Pat wants, give Pat. 100%. If it's fourth down and forever, he sent him Pat Ricard on a go route and hoping.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
And they're throwing it to him.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. We have another super chat donation. This one coming in from Asmodeus Thanatos. Thank you so much, bro, for making it rain here on episode 99 of the Purple Rain podcast. Says I'm starting it again. Fire Roman. Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, we haven't been talking too much about coaches recently, but you know, that is something that still needs to be addressed. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. I don't care who we get in free agency and draft. Like, if you don't put the chess pieces in the right place, you will not win. You know, so you know, I'm not necessarily sitting here saying I'm calling for the guy's job here on the podcast, but
not right now. No.
Not right now.
A couple weeks.
But at the same time, we have to see some improvements.
Yeah.
We have to see some improvements for sure, and we get that. Thank you so much, Asmodeus, though. But yeah, let me see some of what you guys are saying about Ricard here. Our guy Raven Ron chiming in. Thank you so much for coming through to the stream. Says Ricard can walk if you want to get paid. I mean, so you guys, I don't know, man. Ricard,
if the price was right, I like what he did. You know, like I like the way the dirtiness and just the nastiness he would bring.
And you don't get that with everybody.
You don't. Like, and that's why I really wanted Ryan Jensen back, because the nastiness he brought.
Right.
So I just don't think he'll be back. I mean, if we're talking about the tight end money, probably like $5 to $7 million. He'll want.
Yeah. Let's see. Our guy Jonathan Washington Jr. chimes in and says, when have the Ravens not been able to find a good fullback? They don't need him. Paying him $5+ million would be a waste, especially with so many other needs. You could use that money to add for an impact player. I agree there too. That's another good point. But at the same time, you got to realize the type of offense that the Ravens run, so many heavy sets, it's so run heavy as well. Patrick Ricard is so valuable, and I don't think it's so simple as just plug and play. Like, take out Ricard, plug in Ben Mason. Because like I said, you don't get that nastiness with every player. You don't get that same technique.
Pro bowler to a dude who
Right.
Played at
Undrafted, damn near. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I wish we put the same energy into just getting an actual line, like guys who like their only job is to block.
Yeah. Right. All right. So, just kind of moving on from that, were there any other things that stood out to you before we
I mean, this fan
get
base
into some
is in
questions
shambles.
here?
Absolute
Yeah.
shambles. Straight. I mean, there's no way to put it. They're going crazy. I mean, J.C. Jackson. Oh no, actually no. Christian Kirk. Hold the phone right now. Hold the phone. Jacksonville, like they were making some solid signings, and you go and just, bro, Christian Kirk, 17 mil a year.
Yeah. I don't think that you said they're making solid signings, but at the end of the day, I don't foresee them making any noise even with Christian Kirk and Trevor Lawrence and those guys. I don't know. I think it's gonna take a lot more. It's gonna take a lot more.
Brandon Scherf was a hell of a. I'll give him that.
Brandon Scherf is a good signing for sure. Protection for Lawrence, but it's gonna take more. It's gonna take a lot more.
But I just can't get over the fact that they paid Christian Kirk that much money.
That's a lot of money.
He was the third wide receiver for the Cardinals last year.
Right.
Behind D-Hop, behind A.J. Green.
Right. That's definitely overpaid. Overpaid for sure.
Like
yeah, that's mind blowing now that we're like bringing it up.
I'm happy for him though.
Happy for Christian Kirk for sure.
Bag.
I mean, in the Jaguars, they have money to throw around. We know that. Like they have, I think the most cap space out of any team in the league. I want to say. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But we do have another super chat donation. This one coming in from Asmodeus Donatos again. Thank you so much. Says, tired of the scheme. Lamar was in an air raid system.
We need to talk about it too because on both sides of the ball, we have two running backs and two cornerbacks coming back from season-ending injuries, and they're not going to be at that All-Pro level or at that Pro Bowl level or that high level that they are. I feel like there's like so much expectations on these guys, and the team's not helping them out. I mean, you look at our cornerbacks. Right. I feel like fans are going to expect Humphrey and Peters to come back, like firing on all cylinders. Like the last game Marcus Peters played in, there were limited fans in the stands. I'm just going to put that in perspective. Like,
yeah.
Just let me think of what else. Like the last time he played, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, retired, and then unretired. Like that was the last time Marcus Peters played a game in the NFL. So it's and to expect them to come back and you look at JK and Gus, like it's hard to we got to have just like some backups for that. And I want us to go out there and get some defensive backs. And as for our third running back, I don't even know what's going to happen. Are we going to keep Justice Hill? Are we going to re-sign Devonta Freeman?
That's a really good question, too. I think that we re-sign Justice Hill. I think we keep him, honestly. Just because of what he does on special teams as well. And, he is like a third running back. I definitely think J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards will come back and, be back to what they were. I think that, I can't say that for sure, obviously, but I have faith. I have full faith in those guys that they are making, a full recovery and that they will be, still productive for us. So with that being said, I think that, I miss them too. But with that being said, I think that they bring back Justice Hill. But we do have another super chat donation. This one coming in from our guy Gerald. Per usual. Pulling up from the logo Gerald, actually.
Well, that's the new name, Logo Gerald. Just with ease.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. It says, if LJ doesn't sign an extension and he goes into the season playing well, but the team plays under 500, does he sign a contract? I think context matters there. I think it depends on... Yeah, I think it depends on kind of what happens, the script of the season, what guys are available, do some guys get injured, things like that.
Who are the coaches? That's
that too. But under 500, it's just hard to kind of think that the Ravens will go under 500, especially if they do get a roster. in our schedule. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Not to say I don't foresee that happening, because anything is possible. Anything is possible. But I don't know. I think he does still sign a contract. I think he wants to be a Raven. I think he
I
likes
really
it.
hope. I hope it's this offseason because that just frees up so much cap.
Yeah, yeah. But even if it isn't this offseason, I think it's still nothing wrong with him like holding out for another year, betting on himself, because he knows, like, he's seen the market. The market shifts just like that. Just like that. I mean, guys like Aaron
Bro,
Rodgers,
Kirk
Josh
Cousins,
Allen,
35 mil a year.
Kirk Cousins. We can talk about it.
He can't
We can
even
talk
gritty
about
right.
it. Exactly.
Bro,
I mean, like,
Stephon Diggs wanted to leave because of
yeah,
him. You're gonna throw
yeah,
Justin Jefferson out there. Send Jefferson to bottom. Give me all the LSU guys. Give me Tyrann Mathieu. Give me Jarvis Landry. Give me Justin Jefferson. Throw him here. Like,
yeah.
jeez, man.
I think where they get it messed up is, like, Kirk is productive. Yes, like, he's productive. But at the same time, like, he's not gonna win you those big games. He's just not gonna do it. He's proven time and time again, when the going gets tough in those big games, like, he's not that guy. He's not that guy.
Do you know why he
Right.
re-signed with the Vikings?
Why?
Look at the competition in the NFC North. Why do you think Aaron Rodgers went back to the Packers? He wasn't going to the Broncos. He wasn't like who are you facing? You're facing whoever the Lions put out there at quarterback. I mean, if it's God bless you. Justin Fields still has work to do, and I don't even know what the Bears are doing. They're just going to a full-on rebuild. And then the Vikings, like, okay, well, maybe we can get that number 5, 6, or 7 seed as a wild card, because we know Aaron Rodgers is just going to win the division again and ultimately the bed in the playoffs. I mean,
yeah. I don't know, dude. It's a lot going on there. Like you said, the NFC North, it really is kind of like the new AFC East in a lot of ways, if you ask me. But I don't know. Just touching on the whole Aaron Rodgers thing one more time, like, I really don't like that move for them.
Zadarius Smith? How could we forget?
Smith. Oh, I forgot about that too. He got cut, so that's another guy. That's another guy that we could potentially be bringing in. I saw it was rumored earlier that the Ravens were, kind of talking to him.
And we're already recruiting. I saw T-Jeff out there recruiting.
I wouldn't mind it, man. He's like one of those Rough Rider Ravens, like, that you need,
And no Raven fan wanted Zadarius Smith gone. It's just the fact that how well he played in his contract year just put him out of our price range.
Exactly. Yeah. We do have another super chat donation. This one coming in from Vic. Thank you so much, Vic. Making it rain here on episode 99. Sending that $9.99 to the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Says, you think Hurst being drafted before Lamar would have Lamar questioning staying with the Ravens, especially when he got booed at the playoff Chargers game his rookie season? Yes, I do remember that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Lamar, he's not the type of guy to really, display that chip on his shoulder and, openly be, against the team at all. I think like I said, he likes Baltimore. He likes the Ravens, that sort of thing. But in the back of his head, yes, he still does have that thought of like, hey, yeah, you guys drafted me in the first round, but I wasn't your first pick. You were willing to wait 5, 6 more teams to get me.
Speaking of the Jaguars, they just signed another player.
Oh, God.
They signed Zay Jones from the Raiders. 3 years, $24 million.
All right. So they're retooling. Okay. All right.
DJ Chark is gone, by the way. So you have Marvin Jones, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Laviska Shenault.
Oh, my God.
Zooey mama. Jeez,
listen, this is why you want to stay locked into the Purple Rain podcast, man, because we break news live on the show just like that. Zay Jones to the Jags.
Bro, when are we going to talk about how the Jaguars are the worst run franchise in the league? Like, I don't want to, like, there's a reason why their soccer club in England literally is in the second division of football. Like, the Fulham is never anything. And there you go. They're doing it with their American football team.
Wow. I don't know what's going on with. I know don't the Jags fans like they want the owners to sell the team,
Yeah,
right?
they wore
Yeah.
clown suits to the final game of the season, which they won. They beat the Colts in convincing fashion.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what the Jags are doing right now, but they're going to be at the bottom of the heap next
So
season,
where do you think
to
Trevor
say the
Lawrence is going to
least.
be in a couple of
I think.
years? Well,
I
let's start
think
talking
honestly,
about.
Trevor Lawrence, and it sucks because I feel like it might be to the point where like he was never given the right opportunity, a fair chance, because the Jags are one of those dysfunctional franchises. Uh, owner needs to sell the team, not making the right decisions. You had Urban Meyer at head coach this past
That
season, and that
just,
was a dumpster fire.
dude, like we called that from the start.
Right,
Like
exactly. You don't have any like
the
real
Tim Tebow
star
stuff.
caliber players. Like it's just, I mean, you're signing Zay Jones and who was the other person that they picked up
Christian
today?
Kirk.
Christian Kirk, right? Like,
I mean, they have receivers, but it's like you sign for the line. It's like I don't
get
know.
the
I mean,
offensive line, get the O line like straightened up.
and then
Get that
you still
together.
got to play Derrick Henry twice a year.
Right.
I mean, the best thing for them is that your division is so poor. I mean, the Texans, the Colts. Who knows what the Colts are doing?
You're right. That division does suck, really badly. Now I think about it.
Yeah.
But still, it's just like, are you in a race to see who can be the worst in the division? You know what I mean? Because
Who's
like,
going to come second to the Titans at this point?
right, it doesn't even matter
Yeah.
at this point. Like everybody else sucks in that division. Um, it'll be interesting to see what the Titans are doing. I don't think the Titans have made many moves.
No, they have not. No.
Okay. We do have another super chat donation. This one coming in from Asmodeus again. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Says at least AEW is entertaining. I think that's the wrestling league.
I don't watch that, but I saw Jeff Hardy went there, and like Jeff Hardy was one of my favorites as a kid.
Oh yeah,
Like,
for sure.
bro,
Jeff
love
Hardy
Jeff
was like top 5 for sure as a kid. Yeah, Ramey, our guy Hoodie Ramey in the building says free Trevor. What's going on,
for
Ramey?
real.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I hope it's not one of those cases where he really just never gets a fair chance in the league, and they just kind of waste his talent. That would suck. That would really, really suck. All right.
Speaking of calling stuff before the season, I saw that our guy Hodog called me out. Unfortunately, yeah, he said, who called Matt Stafford to win the Super Bowl before the season started, and it was him. So I'm gonna give you a big shout out here, Hodog, because he was right, nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed
Okay. Yeah. That hell of a guess. Hell of a guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I had my thoughts that they may get something done, especially considering, all the other pieces, but that was a hell of a prediction. So definitely shout out to you, Hodog.
Yeah.
Let's see, Ramey says LMAO, Allen Robinson is out there and you signed Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what they are doing
Is this
in
gonna
Jacksonville.
transition us into our question segment?
It is.
There we go. Drop
So yeah,
them.
it's actually time for the burning questions. So yeah, go ahead and leave your questions down in the chat
93
room
viewers.
now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Listen, also, if you're not watching this live and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys for tuning into this episode 99 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel if you are new.
Yes.
Let's see. Our guy Ramey's gonna kick it off here. Says thoughts on Ravens Twitter today.
Shambles.
Shambles for sure. Shambolic. Definitely some overreactions. Today was not even the first day of free agency. Like we said before, it was the first day of tampering. It's tamper time. It's tamper time. We got to calm it down. But at the same time,
yes,
some of it's warranted because it's like, hey, why are we never first? Why do we never why are we never aggressive to the point where we're like, we just want to get our guy and, just say F the rest, we're never like that. We kind of always sit back. So I kind of get it from both sides. But yeah, like my guy Alex said, Ravens Twitter today, very shambolic for sure.
And, I mean, it's like we had this expectation, I guess, that we're going to sign all these players. It wasn't going to happen. But I can agree it is frustrating seeing your rivals get better. So I can I can see both sides. Where I'm at, I'm the guy. I'm like, sign this person. At the same time, like, let me step back. Let me just leave my feelings out of it. It is a business, unfortunately.
Right. We have a question.
Which is why Twitter is bad, by the way, because you can put a tweet out there in the heat of the moment without thinking about it, and you look pretty dumb. I've been there before.
Definitely been there before too. Got a question from our guy JTV. Thank you so much. Says, who do you guys want in free agency at this point?
This is good. It's an updated version now. I mean, because you went to Reddick, I went to Ugba, and now we're both at like, okay, well, Tyrann Mathieu.
Right, Matthew. Let's go get him. Yeah.
I mean, if no Bobby Wagner, one Jordan Hicks, if no Tyrann Mathieu, one Justin Reed, and then one of the tackles out there for sure. But
still thinking about a Chandler Jones.
I'm thinking about a Zadarius Smith, unfortunately.
I
know it's more money, but man, like maybe just seeing what he did with the Packers and just think of that 2018 season, like us having the number one defense. Like that 2018 Ravens defense is actually super underrated.
Honestly. We don't talk about it enough.
Balling. I mean, how bad the offense was in the playoff game, and the fact that they were able to keep it to a point where we made it a game.
Right.
Just up. Wow.
Yeah. Next question coming from our guy Christopher Swain. Thank you so much, Christopher Swain. We appreciate
Purple Rain
you.
Pioneer.
Exactly. Another Purple Rain Pioneer says, what position do you think the Ravens take at pick number 14? Man, what do I think they pick? I think that they go with center. I think they go center. You know?
Yep. Like last year, receiver or edge. And I watched back our mock draft from last year.
Oh yeah.
And I have to apologize for Rashad Bateman. Because you know who I compared him to?
Who?
Rashad Perryman.
Oh my god.
My apology. Boy, was I right. Listen, that's why. Like I said, I'm more on free agency. The drafting thing is not my. That's not my thing. Not my thing. So.
Jeez. Man.
But we picked Terrace Marshall in the first round in our mock draft.
We did. Yeah, boy. I saw that. Terrace Marshall Jr. and who knows where that guy is. Anyway, what position do
Deshaun Watson is quarterback?
Like I said, what position do I think the Ravens pick at 14? Center. What do I want them to pick at 14? I would say tackle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I'm a big sauce guy. Or edge, but that's just the best play available for me, but probably somewhere on the line.
Yeah. Let's see. Question from our guy Adib Mahmood chiming in here says, simply, what will be more exciting? Tyrann Mathieu signing with the Ravens or Carlos Correa signing with the Orioles? They apparently offered 10 years, 320 to 330 million, with 44 to 45 annually in years 1 and 2.
You know, I don't know. I want to say Correa because playoff baseball is fun, but the Orioles are just so far away. And Correa's given me like Le'Veon Bell vibes a couple years ago. So I'm going to go with Mathieu, but I'd be super hyped if we got Correa. But if we got Mathieu, I think it's just because like him with Queen, that LSU connection. Oh my goodness. And just with Marlon. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go with Mathieu, but Correa is a very close number, like right behind it.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely be going with Mathieu as well. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu on the Ravens, man, that just automatically elevates us to a next level team. You know, our Super Bowl odds will definitely shift, whether we get Tyrann Mathieu or Bobby Wagner, either one of those guys, and rightfully so, I think. You know, because those are playmakers, and that's what we need on that defense. We'll take a couple more questions here before we get out of here for this episode. Let's see. We have a question coming in from our guy Raven Ron. Says, how confident that EDC will address the O-line in free agency and draft? I mean, if EDC knows what's good for him, then yes, I'm very, very confident that he will address the offensive line in one or the other free agency or draft. Now, for me, like I was saying earlier, I think that he should address that position. I want to say in the draft. I'm leaning more towards in the draft now. I think since we have so many draft picks, we can utilize that to get offensive line talent. And then in free agency, go out and get a playmaker, get a proven guy. If you're gonna get a proven guy, that's what free agency is for. You're getting somebody who's already proven that they can perform at an NFL level. So go out there and get a playmaker, get a Tyrann Mathieu, get a Bobby Wagner. That's just what I'm thinking. So I'm pretty confident that he will, in at least one or the other.
I'm thinking draft probably too.
Draft.
Because I mean, unless tackle free agency is looking like center for a draft.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Remy says my son will play baseball. Yeah, I mean they make a boatload of money, dude. A boatload of money. It's crazy how much money they make compared to NFL players, even NBA players.
Yeah, NBA players. If you're a good bench player, you're getting like 15 a year.
Yeah.
Insane. Sometimes more.
Yeah. Let's see. We have a question. This one coming from our guy Matthew Councilman says, if the Ravens don't sign anyone, who are you scared will sign these big players? I mean, hey, anybody in the AFC North for sure. Yeah. Hell, anybody in the AFC.
Yeah.
Like at this point, you're looking across at teams like the Chargers, and it's just like, damn, like they are going to be a problem.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Speaking of,
here we go.
Who am I scared will sign players? The two teams interested in Jarvis Landry, the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. There you go.
There you go,
bro. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Jarvis Landry. Okay, that's right there is what I'm scared of.
I mean, these teams that are going all in, that's what I'm scared of. Exactly. Like these teams that understand what it takes to go and get a championship. We're going to go ahead and get a Jarvis Landry. Speaking of Jarvis Landry, I thought I saw a rumor earlier today that said the Ravens might, talk to him or whatever, but for me, I'm not interested in Jarvis Landry at all. Like, at all. I don't think that it's necessary to spend that extra money on him when we could be getting sort of the same thing out of our first-round draft pick last year, Rashad Bateman. Let's see what he turns into, I think he has a lot of potential to kind of emerge this season. So I prefer the cheap talent over him. What do you think about Jarvis Landry?
I mean, if he wants to take a vet minimum deal like his boy Odell did, I'll take him in a heartbeat. If that's what you want to, that's all I'm giving you. Maybe a little bit more, but I'm not giving you anything crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Sammy Watkins kind of scarred me after last.
It's like his first 6 games were actually he was good.
Yeah,
I was loving it, and then the hamstring.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up with the last question here for you. From our guy Vic says, CR7 goated. Another hat trick past weekend.
The funny thing is that I'm just going to put this into perspective. Tom Brady was at the game, the Manchester United Tottenham game. He saw Ronaldo at like 36 years old put a hat trick up against Tottenham. That led Tom Brady to be like, bro, like if he can do this against this trash team, I can do it against anybody. And that's why Tom Brady's back.
Because that's how Tom Brady operates. That's how he thinks.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, all he needs is like that motivation. Like, hey.
And for those of you who are mad, blame it on Tottenham. Don't like them, bro.
Blame it on Tottenham.
Don't like them. Thank you.
Wow. So if Brady and the Bucks win the Super Bowl next season, blame it on Tottenham.
That's what. There you go. There you go. Like,
blame it on Tottenham. All right. Well, shit. I mean, I think that will do it for this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. We thank you guys so much for coming through this episode. Almost 100 people who are still watching live right now. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
And before we go, Thursday.
Yes.
Our guy Don Season here. What's up, Don? I didn't see that.
What's going on, Don?
We have episode 100 of the Purple Rain podcast.
100.
So final time, go on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast.
Yes.
And check the story, vote for what jersey you want it to be, and we will, we'll tell the winner. I mean, it's gonna be a fun one. Obviously, you can check our Twitter. We'll have it out there too. But thank you again for 99 episodes and counting. Thursday will be a fun one. Probably our best one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, doing the giveaway, guys. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also like this video. Always remember to like the video, man. That's the most important thing, as always. As of right now, the poll on the Instagram stands at Rashad Bateman with the most votes.
Oh.
So, yeah. Like I said before, at the beginning of the episode, it is between Rashad Bateman, Patrick Queen, Lamar Jackson, and Odafe Owe. Those are the 4 options. So go ahead and vote on the Instagram. And on Thursday, we will be giving away that jersey to one lucky viewer. But with that being said, listen, guys, go ahead and one more time, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This has been your boy Sutton Def from the Purple Rain Podcast. And I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
And as always, thank you again for coming through to episode 99 of the Purple Rain Podcast. We will see you back here on Thursday.
Yes.
And as always, stay positive, test negative. Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
And we have a super chat donation down below to Simply I Thought the Same. Thank you so much, Vic. And never ever forget to call God. This has been PRP episode 99. We're going to catch you guys in the next one.